What's up, guys? Welcome back to Car Studio, and behind me is my beloved 2002 ML55 AMG. And if you're new to the channel, you know that I picked this thing up for like 500 bucks, and to date I probably still have less than $1,000 in it. And the last video I mentioned this vehicle in, I was actually unsure of what I was going to do with it because I had used it for work all summer long and it had been very good to me, and but I never drove it other than that, and with my busy season over, I thought it would just sit. But recently I decided, after that video, to put a little time in it. Not really any money, but just time, doing some cosmetic fixes on it. As you can see, it has some clear coat peeling. There was various rust spots that I treated and put primer on until I had time to actually finish the bodywork and paint it. So one evening last week I was bored and I tinted the front windows 5% to match the rest. That made me like the car more. And then another night I was bored and I came down here and I put these tool, I don't know, however you say that, crossbars on, so eventually I can put a cargo rack up there. I'm thinking about putting some mud flaps on it and new tires. Basically going to make it the ultimate winter beater. It's all-wheel drive. It's got heated seats, hot heat. I don't have much in it, so if I wreck it, I don't care. And yes, I've kind of been falling back in love with this thing, and I've been daily driving it, getting 11 miles per gallon. But at least I've been comfortable and have a lot of power under the pedal. And after using it all summer for work, I cleaned the inside out. It really wasn't even that dirty. I just vacuumed it and wiped things down a little bit. This is a very, very clean, good condition vehicle, especially for 362,000 miles. So after doing these very minuscule things to make this a little bit more daily driver worthy and just change it up a little bit, made me want to drive it, I took it to the grocery store and I was backing down my driveway into this garage, and against my better judgment, we all know to use your mirrors, not your backup camera. At least not solely your backup camera. So I was using my backup camera solely, and completely misjudged where I was. In the camera, it looked like I was dead center of the garage door, and I was just backing up, not paying any attention, and I slammed into the wall of my house right here on the outside, and it actually didn't do any damage to the house, thank God. I couldn't care less about the vehicle when it comes to the house, but it chipped the wood a little bit on the header board around the garage door. That was it. However, it by insurance standards at least totaled the ML55. And let me show you. Yep, there it is. So of course we all know these bumpers are very brittle. They don't crack typically, or bend or dent. They explode, and when I hit that wall, as you can see, there's pieces of it everywhere. Busted my tail light up, and the only damage it did that actually will require body work is this right here, which sucks, but that's going to be fairly simple to fix with a stud gun. Now, hitting that wall didn't bother me too much because a friend of mine has one of these in the same color with a bunch of good parts on it that he told me to come and get anything I want for free. And before, he didn't want to take anything off of it, but he changed his mind, I guess, and he gave me for free a freaking treasure piece. Check this thing out. Here is a crack-free ML55 rear bumper cover. Guys, I don't know if you have one of these, you know these are gold. They're worth a lot of money, and the fact that he didn't take any money from me for this is really just like super nice of him. I couldn't thank him enough. I tried to give him money, he wasn't having it, but this bumper is anywhere from $500 to $1,000. You can't find them crack free. Before I can put the new back bumper on, it's got these like vacuum boxes. I don't know what these are for. If you know in the comments, let me know. But it's got these like plastic welded / riveted to the bumper cover, the inside reinforcement. So I have to prep these to go onto the new bumper, and also these are prone to rust back here, and these brackets, which are the only bolts that hold the bumper cover on, these 4 right here, I have to get those off. So only one of them came out the right way. Another one I got out with an extractor set, but the other 2 I'm probably gonna have to, I'm gonna grind the head off of them and try and take vice grips and get the stud out. If that's not gonna work, I'll weld a nut to them and get those extracted and get new bolts in there. That way it bolts up the way it's supposed to. But quarter panel, again, it's got this damage. I'll have to fix with a stud gun. He also gave me a good tail light, perfect condition tail light, matches my original one over there. He also did give me a spare tire too. That's why the spare tire cover's off. It's laying right there. I got to get the spare tire cleaned up and put in there, but I needed a spare for this in case I drive it out of town. But the tail light, the new one wasn't lining up the other day, and luckily it was just this little stud right here was bent, so I just need to take some pliers and bend that back. And then it's got this little plastic thing that it screws onto and holds the bottom of the tail light. So that's what we're going to do tonight. First is get those bolts out, what's left of them, and then, you know, swap whatever parts we need to between these 2 bumpers to make it work. But you can see just how broken everything on this bumper cover is. They're a mess. I don't know why Mercedes made them so cheaply. All right, as you can see, we got one out with the method I had planned. The last one, of course, it's always the last bolt, was just so rusted that it just kept breaking away. So I know I'm not going to be able to weld to that. And honestly, it's not that important to drill out and retap. So we'll probably improvise in the form of a self-tapping screw. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. I am super stoked, very pleased in the way this thing turned out. It went from basically totaled to better than the, you know, before the accident, with the exception of this dent right here. I don't know if that's something you guys want to see me repair. I'm going to use a stud gun. It's kind of interesting how it works if you're not familiar with body work, but let me know in the comments if that's something you want to see. If you want to see me do paint work on this, obviously this back bumper needs painted along with basically every other panel on this. Hey, Yusuf here from the future, and I sold the AMG. Yeah, I said I wouldn't, but as you can see behind me, I've got this E92 335i if you missed the last video, and aside from this, I have 5 other BMWs and Mercedes SUV, and I don't know how many other cars. I think I have like 10 cars total right now. So with the addition of this E92, which I'm definitely going to keep and build, I had no room for all these cars, and somebody showed up at the house and they wanted the AMG. He needed a daily driver, so I let it go. I sold it for $1,450 and a pew pew. I don't know if you're allowed to say the word on YouTube or not, but it turned out okay. Like I said before, I had like $1,000 in it. I got a lot of use out of it. It was worth maybe a little bit more than what I sold it for, but you know, it'll make him a good daily, and you know, he needed a car to drive. So the AMG is gone, sadly. It's kind of like a relief because it needed a lot of work, a lot of body work that I did not want to do. And I was going to do a little bit at a time, and who knows what could have happened. I could have been doing that body work and then something happened with the transmission or something, and then it wouldn't have been worth fixing at that point. So it's gone, and no more videos on that car. It was a good one though. So until next time, hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. Let me know in the comments what you want to see more of, and I'll do my best to get to it.